Howdy, friends. Okay, just want to do a quick little hello here to touch on this blog post. So shortydoeslife.com/zero chance. Yeah, I think that's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it zero chance. I just want to be clear. I'm addressing 3 blog posts that were made on December 16th on shortydoeslife.com, my personal shit talking blog. It started off with a 17-minute rant where I was passionately disappointed, upset, offended, and I'm learning a lot. This is a side note, but I'm learning a lot about, I've got a playlist on my YouTube channel, like 60 something videos of empaths, narcissists, super empaths, all these various stuff. I'm just learning about psychology of humans and stuff. It's fascinating stuff. There's a concept though about an empath having gone through a supernova, basically getting pushed to a cliff, and how it's basically, it's your worst nightmare if you're trying to manipulate them. If you're an empathic person who has been felt like you've been manipulated, and you go through a supernova, you are your aggressor's worst nightmare, essentially, because they fight back and they have all the ammunition to fight really well. Well, I'm not saying, I feel like I've been pushed. I feel like I am being pushed. I'm being pushed. Society is bullying me. Society is bullying me. And I'm being made wrong because I'm not doing what society is telling me I should do from their expert opinion. And I pointed out, one of the things I pointed out in the 17-minute rant, I turned it into a 1-minute video, which got deleted, which I did appeal and to YouTube. They accused me of spreading misinformation. And I asked them in the appeal, which is one of the videos on the 16th, December 16th, I said, I shared the whole thing there as I was doing it that morning. I said, can you tell me what misinformation I had spread in this 1-minute clip where I was pointing out a liability that we have if we go out manipulating our neighbor and doing something that they wouldn't have otherwise done. Anyway, and I'm not saying, by the way, I want to be clear because, hey, Kathy, a friend of mine from San Antonio had commented on my Instagram post that I took the vaccine and I feel good about my choice. Awesome. I'm not telling anybody that they're wrong. I'm not. That's kind of big, the whole thing. I am not saying you should not get the vaccine. I'm staying out of that conversation. I know that some of us humans have gone to school for a really long time and got letters behind our name, and we still carry malpractice insurance for a reason, right? Those of us who have gone through those, the work to become an expert in the science of this thing. I am not one of those people. I did not do that. I did not make a study of this thing. I am not going to manipulate you or coerce you into telling you what you should or should not do with your body. I am aware that I do not know enough about this stuff to point my finger at you and tell you what you should or should not do with your body. I was pointing out in that 1-minute clip that had gotten taken down that if I coerced you into doing something with your body, if you're a perfectly fine, healthy human, and I sold you through a story of fear of what might happen, what could happen. Think of all the things that could happen in the world. This is a dangerous world, and whatever. If I coerce you into taking a shot into your body and you're healthy, and something bad were to happen to you, I would feel guilty. I would have a world of guilt that I would have to process. There's a lot of work that's going to come. I have to go through in order to release and forgive myself for that. I was pointing that out, that hey, you're acting like you're a subject matter expert when you drive a taxi for a living, or you cut hair, or whatever, fill in the blank. I'm using the taxi driver thing, you know what I'm saying? But, as an example, but I'm just saying, hey, you might want to realize that you stay in your lane, right? You might want to realize that you're selling fear, and I'm not buying it. I'm not saying that nothing bad can happen. I'm just saying, will you please leave me alone and quit looking down your nose at me and telling me that I'm a danger to society, or I'm the asshole because I'm not doing what you think I should do. And the idea of okay, so this blog post, I'm going all over the place. This is supposed to be just a quick little video here. just to say, I am sorry if I offended you. I wish you would acknowledge that I am offended. And if you started that 17-minute video and you immediately got offended and didn't finish it, I wish you would hear me out. Because yes, while it was passionately, I was going off, I was dropping F-bombs all over it, you know. I mean, you should probably hear me out. If you want to have an opinion on how I should be in this world, you should probably hear me out. But whatever. And here's one of the things that this blog post, Zero Chance, the Zero Chance post that this video is being made for right now is just to say, I'm not the one to list and label, and I'm not going to put any, I really hope I am not going to put any more time and attention into this whole conversation because I want to leave it alone. I don't want to argue about what anyone should or should not do. My only argument is please leave me alone. Quit pointing your finger at me and telling me that I am killing grandma because I am not doing what you think I should do. So my whole point of putting these 3 articles that are on here now, one of them is from Peter McCullough. He's a doctor in Texas. Another one was some professor of epidemiology. Words I don't even know. This is how ignorant I am. I'm aware of my ignorance though. Professor of epidemiology, whatever, from Yale. So these are experts, right? Society would say, if you're going to tell me that I should take this medical advice from these experts that you want to point to, and you want to ignore the other side of the conversation, you want to say trust the science, and you're not willing to look at various sides of the argument, I can't hear you. That was my point when I was ranting on the 17-minute rant, is like, you can't tell me to trust the science and simultaneously ignore these actual experts who also let the experts battle it out, listen to both of their opinion, and then you make your decision for you. Just let me do the same thing. That's all I'm asking. I've listened to the arguments. I hear the arguments. Obviously, I hear the ones that are being touted loudly from the neighbors, right? The generic term from the neighbor, from the expert cab driver. You know what I mean? You can't help but hear these arguments and feel like there's an us-them going on. The bigger play right now, the bigger danger, one of the bigger dangers, and a lot of dangers going on right now, is this us-theming. Divide and conquer, y'all. Divide and conquer. So the reason why I've created this blog post, Zero Chance, and it is tongue-in-cheek, I'm talking smack. What did I say? There's no chance of anything bad happens, zero, whatever, blah, blah. I'm obviously being a smartass. In an attempt to help at least one blind person see that maybe you just want to realize you're being a little arrogant. If you're coercing your neighbor into taking a perfectly healthy neighbor, if you're in a place of fear and you're coercing your neighbor into taking something into their body, listen, I'm not saying the vaccines are dangerous. I'm not saying they are safe. To not acknowledge that there is real data that is worthy of discussion. And how can I take you seriously? And the whole thing, I don't want to be in the conversation. I really don't. I'm not gonna. So that Peter McCullough thing, after my 17-minute rant video went out, he was sent to me several times. And just this morning, it's Saturday morning right now, I had that 3-hour podcast that I linked on this Zero Chance thing where I'm like, this guy's an idiot, whatever, don't pay attention unless you want a good laugh or whatever I said, entertainment purposes only. It's a 3-hour podcast. He was on a comedian. This is funny to me, right? Like, he's on a comedian's podcast. And that's, anyway, that Peter McCullough fella, very, pedigreed cat. He's an expert, you know what I mean? And he's got, and I'm an hour and a half into that thing, or maybe an hour and 10, 15 minutes into that 3-hour thing. So I haven't even listened to the whole thing, but just what I've heard so far is interesting. And I'm honestly not even really interested in finishing that podcast. I probably will let it play in the background as I'm walking around the house or something, but I like to give that attention to personal development stuff, mindset stuff, not this stuff. I'm not trying to be a subject matter expert in all of this stuff at all. by any stretch. And I'm not going to maintain the data enough to have the arguments and recite the facts and recite the arguments, rather. I'm going to call anything facts. Because I am not the one to join this debate. Broad strokes is what I'm interested in. And I'm just interested in, and I'm not talking about the pros and the cons of taking the vaccines. I'm sincerely not. I'm not here to debate that. I don't know enough about that, any of that. I know I'm not buying a story of fear. And if you're selling me on a story of fear of what might happen, think of what do it for grandma, hashtag do it for grandma. I'm gonna start that hashtag, by the way, do it for grandma. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna put that much energy into it, but I am making that thing on this post. I'm gonna share this on Facebook just to put it out there, and hope I can leave it alone. I hope you could leave me alone. Quit looking down your nose at me. Please, let me be me, you be you. Just stay in your lane, live your life. Let me live mine. I feel like I'm not trying to kick a puppy here, kind of a thing. I feel like I want to, I'm in that 17-minute video, the rant that started this whole conversation, all these conversations that are happening in my life right now. It's up, by the way. I don't want to act like everybody's mad at that. I don't want to put anybody's information out here, but I've had some friends reach out to me. Some of them I was curious about, like, oh, how's this going to go? I don't know. Cause you just don't know where people land on some of this stuff. I don't, cause I'm not trying to be interested in this. I'm not trying to be in the conversation. I was upset on the 15th when I made that video, that 17-minute rant, walking around the parking lot, walking it off kind of a thing, because I had my feelings hurt. There was something that was very, very I feel like there's an emotional healing that I need to do, that I need to go through. And I was told that I was denied. And I see the writing on the wall. This is getting more and more aggressive, more and more things. Second-class citizen. Hi, I'm a second-class citizen now in society. And I 100% agree, by the way, that private practices have the right to make their decisions. I'm not saying that institution that denied me service should be mandated, that they should let me in. I'm not saying that at all, because now we're making them the victim. I don't want to do that at all. So I'm not going to say it's unconstitutional. One of my friends commented on my thing that it was unconstitutional. I don't agree with that. I would not say that it's unconstitutional. In fact, I would say it's unconstitutional to mandate that they do let me in. I don't think that hey, my house, my business. I have that same argument though for the baker. If you got a bigoted baker who doesn't want to, because this is one of the stories a long time ago, right? A baker didn't want to bake a cake for a gay couple. Hey, put them on blast. Let everybody know. You know what I'm saying? Don't do business with them. That would be what I would want to do. But instead, I don't know how that story played out, because I don't care about how people do themselves. But I think that they might have actually mandated that baker bake a cake for the couple. I don't agree with that. Now you've turned that asshole into a victim now with your mandates. I don't want to force anybody to do anything. I wish you wouldn't try to force me to take this shot that you believe in. That's kind of my whole energy. That's my whole point. I don't want to force it. I'll stay in my lane. I'll do me. I'll let your behaviors represent you. If you want to be a bigot and you don't want to, if you want to look your nose down on a couple because you don't agree with the human that they are, fine. Let's let society know who you are then. Bigoted baker right over there. That baker thinks he's better than us. That baker can go fuck himself. How about that? Why do you got to force the baker to bake you a cake? Just let them be an asshole in the world. They're assholes. It's an asshole. There's an asshole. Call the spade and go find a baker whose business. Why? I mean, you forced that man to take your money. If that's the case, I don't know how that played out, but I'm just saying, I don't agree that the institution that denied me service should be forced to offer me service. I don't think that. I was just heartbroken that they decided that I'm not good enough to do business with me. I know that might be aggressive, but I'm sorry. Anyway,
Yeah. So this zero chance blog post is just here to show that there is another side to the conversation from so-called experts. I'm not saying they're not experts, or any of the ones that you're citing are pointing to are experts. I'm just saying there is a bigger, if you're saying they are safe, trust the science, you're not paying attention to the whole conversation. So you're putting your ignorance on display. You're ignoring data. So you have ignorance about the thing you're talking about. You're putting your ignorance on display to me, and you're mad at me for not taking your advice. How can I hear you if you're not willing to see the big conversation and tell me that it is safe and I should do it and do it for grandma? How can I take that argument serious? All right, I'm gonna leave this whole thing alone. I'm sincerely not trying to offend anyone. There has been some real loved ones in my life that I know have gotten offended, have taken offense, and like I'm kicking a puppy over here or something like that. I'm not. I'm sincerely not. I am the oppressed in this conversation, and I am fighting back. I've been pushed to the cliff. That's how I feel. It's defensive. That 17-minute thing was a defensive argument. That's how I feel. I'm not trying to be the aggressor. I'm not trying to be the manipulator. I'm not trying to tell anybody how to do their life. I just want to be left free to do mine and make my decisions. Oh, and I posted it too, that 17-minute one, because I really didn't want to get in the conversation. But I said in that 17-minute video, if this, that, or that, whatever, if you're one of those ones in the choir telling everybody how they should live their life, or, playing along with this game, allowing the road that we're on to go, then you are part of the problem. Immediately heard it in my head. If you're not willing to join the conversation, put your 2 cents on the table, then you too, son, are part of the problem. Talking to myself. Oh, I immediately, as soon as I said something about you are the problem, immediately I was like, you have to post this now, you stupid son of a bitch. So there's my 2 cents on the table. I'm not calling anybody stupid. I'm not saying that you're wrong. Oh, I said something to Kathy because Kathy had said I did take the vaccination and I feel right about my choice. Please don't add anything to what I'm saying. When I'm saying simply let me be free to make my choices, don't add to that I'm telling you that you're wrong for making your choices. I'm sincerely not. I don't have an opinion enough. I don't have enough information on all of these things to tell you that you're wrong for doing something that just because my choice to not take these preventative health measures doesn't mean I think you're wrong for taking the preventative health measures, right? I'm just saying I'm not buying the fear-based story. The whole thing feels mighty suspect to me, with the degree of coercion that is going on is suspect. I'm not afraid of life, okay? And none of the reasons that I've heard for me to take these preventative health measures stand to reason to me. I can still move it around. You fully vaxxed people can still move it around. All of it, the whole thing is just, I'm making up my mind as I see fit for me. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I feel like I can't say that one enough, because people are filling in blanks. They're adding to, and are you an anti-vaxxer? I don't really know what you mean by that, anti-vaxxer. I'm just saying no thank you for me. I'm not telling you what you should or should not do, or who you should or should not be. Or I'm not trying to put us into camps. I'm respecting your opinion to live your life. I'm not telling you you're wrong. I wish you would quit telling me I'm wrong. That's my whole point. Quit looking your nose down your nose at me. Quit making me a second-class citizen. And here's just the thing, is that it is a dangerous path we're on right now, when we are willing to let our neighbors be denied. And we're in the choir. We're in the choir. I don't know. I don't want to lend my voice to that choir. Study some of these things. I don't even want to mention, like, what was that? I'll just say this. What was that Disney character who got canceled because didn't she just ask a question? How does it get to the point where we allow our neighbors to be treated certain ways and then we just go to work the next day? How does this, how does this, atrocities that can, and I'm not using America as an example, current state America as an example. I'm saying in civilizations in our time and space that we live in right now, in the not so distant history, some horrible things have been done to our neighbors, and we just turn the other way. And we even get to the point where we're justifying it, arguing for it. And how does this happen? I think was the idea, from what I understand, with that Disney actress who asked the question, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know the details of the things, but I know somebody had asked a question like, how do we get to this point? It might not have been her, Gina something. How do we get to this point of allowing this to happen, or just, to whatever, blah, blah. How do we get here? And how does a society get here, kind of a thing? And then pointing out hey, look, the path we're on here right now. It's just whatever. Hey, I'm not trying to make any points other than there's a bigger conversation on the health conversation. And if you're telling me that I need to do it and I'm an idiot for not doing it, and trust the science, you're not looking at the whole picture, and I can't hear you. So thanks for tuning in. I love you. I love you. I'm not kidding. I see the good in you, and I can disrespect your opinion without disrespecting you. I am the thinker who thinks the thought. I'm not the thought. You identify with it. If you've ever changed your mind, then in a moment you can have an aha moment and you can change your mind. So I'm careful. I understand that I do not identify with my thoughts and ideas, because I can change my ideas. I am not my ideas, right? I am much bigger than that. I'm much more than this silly idea that I had. Oh, because once I change my mind, I can look at that like, oh, that was a silly ass idea. What was I thinking? Right? But so if you feel like I've disrespected you by having my own opinion, or if I've been disrespectful to an idea that you have, I in my mind can namaste the shit out of you. I'm meaning I can disrespect this idea. I can disrespect this argument, and I can disrespect the idea without disrespecting the human. Now that's my energy, that's what I'm offering. What you might feel is 100% up to you. I'm telling you, namaste. I love you. I am not judging you or the thing that you are, the human, the spirit that you are. I'm not. I might be judging the idea. If you got offended on that 17-minute rant or some of these things, then you are probably holding an idea that I don't agree with, that I can disrespect that idea though. And I'm not disrespecting you. That's what I'm offering from my energy. I namaste the shit out of everyone. I'm a good namasteer. The God in me sees and recognizes the God in you. That's what namaste means. The light in me, the love in me, the I am in me sees that in you. I know that, I believe, I'll say, that we are all individualized expressions of the one. I think the word ego means separate. That's what the word means, is separate. So I believe that the separated one that makes me separate from you is not our real truth. I believe that the way I treat you is the way I treat myself. So I'm just arguing ideas. I'm just disrespecting the ideas that are suppressed. I feel like are suppressing me and making me wrong. I'm fighting back with my words and my thoughts. I'm in the conversation, and I'm pointing out that it's egregious, it's inappropriate, and you're opening yourself up to a world of guilt by trying to tell another person and coerce and manipulate and be okay with the world coercing and manipulating your neighbor into doing something that they don't want to do. Swim in your lane, stay in your lane, live your life. Give me your opinion. Awesome. But if you get to the point where you're coercing society and you're okay with society coercing each other into doing things that they don't want to do, just be careful. I love you. Namaste.